If you're not attracting the clients you want in your coaching business, then chances are you're missing one of these 9 key ingredients in your marketing or your sales process. So pay close attention, because in this video, I'm going to share the 9 transformational beliefs that your audience needs to hear to hire you as their coach. And if we're just meeting for the first time, my name is Nathan. I'm a business coach. I've helped coaches scale to 6 and 7 figures and beyond. And if you want to get started with your online coaching business and start attracting more clients, then the first step is to nail your niche. And I've put together a free guide to help you do just that. You can click the link below this video to download the guide and get started on your path to your own 6-figure coaching business. Now, today we're going to talk about the 9 transformational beliefs that your audience needs to hear to hire you as a coach. And this has been a huge game changer for me, guys. And this is something that you can weave into your content and into your sales process to help you sign more clients and attract the right types of clients that you want to work with. So let's start with belief number 1. So we have pain. And I'm sure you've heard this before, but essentially you want to find something in your prospect's life that they are not happy with. So your ideal client has a gap in their life. They have where they are now and where they want to be in the future. And you need to identify the pain that this is causing in their lives. And we don't do this in a mean way. We do this in a nice way, in a way that I call embodied content, where you would share a similar story from your own life about the pain that you experienced and how that led you to make this internal transformation for yourself. So in my example, I might say, when I first launched my coaching business, I was really struggling. I wasn't attracting the clients that I wanted. The clients I did get weren't the best fit. My revenue was really inconsistent, and I wasn't making the money I wanted to make. I launched this business to find freedom in my life and in my finances, and instead it was turning into a big struggle. So all that changed when I hired a mentor, right? So that one story, that's an embodiment of who I am, illustrates the pain that somebody is currently in. So we're not like pushing their buttons and saying like, you're not getting the clients you want, you're not attracting who you want to work with, your revenue's not where you want it to be. No, we're telling a story from our own personal life that illustrates this point perfectly. So embodied content with all these beliefs is key. So number 2, we have desire. And again, we want to tell stories from our own personal life. So I might say something like, when I first launched my coaching business, I wanted the freedom to travel the world when I want. And I actually just made a post about this recently, which was me with my little neck pillow, getting on the plane, flying to Peru, right? So I can work remotely from anywhere in the world, and I can make more money than if I had like a job that was not remote, for example. So speaking to these desires that your audience wants is going to be key to helping attract them to you and helping them see you as a likable expert who can really help them. I'll throw out a couple more examples. Let's say you're a fitness coach and you're like, I used to be overweight, I used to be really sluggish and slow, and I wasn't very strong, and then I started going to the gym, and all of that changed for me. All of that transformed. Now I've got my fitness in check. I've got a great diet that's giving me tons of energy, and I feel amazing, right? So you're kind of playing both there into the pains and the desires. And that's also the beautiful thing about this methodology is you can weave multiple beliefs together in a single piece of content. So let's go on to the next one. We have consequence. So this is essentially the answer to the question, what happens if nothing changes? What happens if your client doesn't get coaching? So in my case, I might make a story that, really happened in my life, which is when I first launched my coaching business and I wasn't attracting the clients I wanted, things were looking pretty bleak, right? I was putting all this time and energy and effort into this business and not getting the return I wanted. And I knew if I continued on this path, I'd never make 6 figures, I'd never be able to quit my job, and I'd never be able to provide the income for my family, right? So these are consequences of not getting the results. So the consequence of not closing the gap, of not getting from where I am now to where I want to be in the future is going to cost me a lot more than just money. It's going to cost me my lifestyle. It's going to cost me the freedom I desire. So the more you can illustrate the consequence of inaction, the better off you're going to be with your marketing, and the more you're going to be able to convey this point to your audience in a meaningful way. And again, we do this through embodiment from the I perspective, not from the you perspective, and we tell stories from our own life to illustrate this point. So number 4 is help. And this is essentially the belief of like, I can't do this on my own. And this is super important because your ideal client needs to admit that they need help, that they can't do this on their own. And so when you're in your marketing, in your content process, for me, I will tell stories about how I hired a mentor and I got exponentially better results from that. And if you are, a fitness coach, going back to that example, you could tell stories about how you hired a personal trainer and that trainer helped transform your health, transform your life, and now you want to share that with others. So again, these beliefs, super powerful. They're going to make your marketing really warm people up to you. And we can weave these into the sales process too, and I'll kind of get into that after I explain all 9. So after help, we have number 5, which is process. So this is your actual coaching program. So there's a process you can follow to help you attract more clients. I call this the client attraction method. And there's 3 steps to it. There's serve. This is who you serve and how you serve them. So your niche and your offer. Then there's attract, which is authentic marketing. And then there is invite, which is conscious selling. So you can picture a triangle where on the bottom you have serve, then you have attract, then you have invite. So for you, your own coaching process is going to be unique to you and the people that you help. But the more you're able to anchor in for people, hey, there's a process you can follow to close this gap in your life to get from A to B, the better off you're going to be. Now, next we have expert. And this is kind of a byproduct of everything you do and also a byproduct of the other beliefs. Because the more people see you as an expert, the more they believe that you can help them. So essentially, we want people to believe, hey, Nathan's an expert. Nathan can help me. I've seen the way he does his marketing, the way he makes his videos. I've seen his depth of knowledge and understanding and the way he shows up in his content. And I'm convinced Nathan's the guy to guide me on this path to start attracting more clients. So the same is true for you. And again, we'll go back to the fitness coach example because that's something I resonate. I'm big on fitness in my own life. I would make content of me going to the gym if I was a fitness coach. And I would show people my results and progress over time, would probably show people like the types of foods and nutrition that I'm ingesting for my own health and benefit. And through that, people will see me as being an expert. So this is essentially people seeing you in action. And again, we're embodied in this. We're not saying like you need an expert to help you. It's like, hey, look at me. I'm the guy. I'm doing the thing. And there's some magic to that only you possess. 7 is objections. And this is something that you become more familiar with the more you do marketing and the more you do enrollment calls with your clients. So you need to pay attention to what objections come up outside of these transformational beliefs, because a lot of these do hit on different objections. But, if objections is like, can't afford it, or I don't want to start right now, or, whatever the case may be, whatever you hear about why somebody is not ready to commit yet, you want to weave those objections into your content and address them. And you could even do this in small ways. Like, let's say, for example, I have a process where the foundation is service. And people are like, I don't want to serve a certain niche. I want to work with everybody. I might make a piece of content around why niching down is essential and what happens when you don't have it? So again, that kind of loops back into the consequence piece. So the point of this is you can do this at scale for like the entirety of your coaching program, or for little micro things that you teach within your coaching program. And again, objections are going to be unique to you and your program and what you teach. So just tune into what people are saying. Why do people have resistance, or why are they typically not ready to sign up for coaching when you do talk to those people? And then make a piece of content around that, because each of these, all we want is just a little click forward where we create this internal transformation inside of the person so that we can better serve them, so that we can better help them. Because once they have these beliefs, and we'll get into the last two in just a moment, but once they have these beliefs, then the process of enrolling the client becomes so much easier, because they've consumed all of this content of yours that circles around these beliefs, and you get less and less resistance and people who are more open to receiving help from you. And that's what we want, right? We're in this to transform lives, to really help people and show them that we are an expert, a guide who they can trust to lead them on this journey. So next we have timing. So why is now the perfect time? And this is key, because people need to believe that they can't wait, that they need to sign up or need to enroll. And let's face it, people procrastinate. People put things off for a long time sometimes. Like, I didn't hire a mentor for like a year because I was like constantly like, oh, I'll figure it out myself. I can kind of dabble with this and find my way. And truthfully, had I done that sooner, I would have made monumental progress and been way further ahead than I am. So the belief of timing, you can tell different stories, right? Like, we'll go back to the fitness coach, right? Like, I was working a job, I was working, 40 hours a week. I didn't feel like I had time to work out, take care of myself and my family. And so here's how I overcame that. And here's how I got started. For me, I tell a story like when I hired my mentor, I was literally moving away from Maui. I was moving off an island, and it was like the worst time. I was packing up all my things. If you can imagine moving off an island, you have to ship a ton of stuff and then sell a bunch of things. And I literally was like, okay, I really want to grow this business more than anything. I know if I get the right mentor, I'm off to the races. And so let's just do this. Like, what am I waiting for? Let's just get started. So, telling stories about why now is the best time to get started is going to help you tremendously in your marketing, and you'll have less and less people who are like, oh, let me wait a few months, or, let me think about this. I'm not sure if it's the right time. And so this belief, tell stories from your own life. Once again, embodied content is key. And you'll see people show up who are more willing, more eager to start now. And number 9, we have invest. I need to invest in myself to make a change, right? Because people can have all these beliefs, but if they don't believe in investing in themselves, that's where a lot of resistance comes in. And largely this is due to the fact that people just don't trust themselves, which is unfortunate. But deep down, a lot of people have a lack of trust that they're going to be able to pull off what it is that they're setting out to do. And so the more we can help them trust themselves through our content, the more likely they are to be empowered and have the courage and bravery to make the change and transformation through the coaching we offer. So we want people to believe that I need to invest in myself. And I can tell you personally, like, I've invested tens of thousands of dollars in like crypto and stocks and like all this other stuff, different like ways of making money online, different education, and nothing's given me the return that mentorship has given me. So for example, I paid a coach $5,000 to teach me how to start a marketing agency. And that marketing agency made me like 750 grand over a few years. It was insane. So without having made that initial investment that I was terrified to make, it was my first time investing in myself. And I was like, oh, I don't know. What if this doesn't work? what if I like put all this money in, because I literally like just saved up enough money. I was like, what if I put in this money and it's gone and I fail? But I was determined. I did the thing, got momentum, attracted clients, and made like, $750,000 in a few years. So investment has been huge for me. And another story you could tell, I'll share with you another time. I hired a coach to help me with Facebook ads. I was like, hey, I need to learn how to like do funnels and ads. Like, I understand this stuff. I've read about this stuff. I've learned how to do some of it, but I need like a more concrete, like what's working now, and how can I have this skill for the long term? And so I paid him it was like $7,000 for that lesson, and I worked with him for 4 or 5 months, and I learned how to build out like specific type of funnel for high ticket coaches, and I learned how to run ads on Facebook. And then I actually attracted a client who was a 7-figure coach, and so I set up this funnel for him, and it helped him make like millions and millions of dollars. Okay, so and as a result of that, I reaped the rewards as well. So this investment piece is key. The more you invest in yourself, the more money you're going to make in the long run, the more you're going to upgrade your character and become a better coach, become a better entrepreneur, become better at relationships. Like, it all feeds everything. So the more you invest in yourself, the better off you're going to be. And I can tell you, like, I've tried, like I said, investing in stocks, investing in crypto, all this other stuff, but nothing's compared to investing in myself. The returns are just insane. Like, that $5,000 investment is like 150x return over the years. And that continues to grow because I still use those marketing skills in my day-to-day. And so this is the other thing, is investing in mentors, like I said, upgrades your character, and you don't lose those parts of you. They continue to grow with you throughout your whole life. So if you can imagine that, just getting the skills you need, getting the mentality you need, your skill set, your soul set, your heart set, your mindset, all upgraded through investing in yourself is huge. So anyways, we want our audience to believe investing in themselves is the way, and truly that's how we can be of the best service to them, right? So if people believe I need to invest to make this change, then we are able to serve them at our greatest capacity. So those are the 9 transformational beliefs. Once again, we have pain, desire, consequence, help. There's a process I can follow. I see this person as an expert. We've overcome any objections that might arise preemptively. We've shown them that now is the right time. And we've also shown them that, hey, you need to make an investment in yourself to really grow and become the thing you want to become and close this gap in your life and get from A to B. So super powerful stuff, guys. And again, in a sales situation, you also can weave in this whole process. And it's super important to do, because if you're missing connection on these things, then the person that you're on the call with might not enroll in your program. And so when I say selling, I'm talking about conscious selling. And this is from the frame of I'm helping you rise to your highest potential by taking you through this process and offering you a solution if I feel like you're a good fit. Because truthfully, as coaches, we don't want to work with just anybody. We want to work with people who are a great fit and that we know we can help, and we're not just coming from a place of scarcity, like, hey, I need money, like I'm just going to sign this client even though I don't feel good about it. We want to be in a place of like, hey, I'm empowering this person to rise to their highest potential, and taking them through this process is going to do that. So you can ethically sell and consciously sell, and you'll make a ton of money doing it, and it's going to be so much fun for you and your prospects. So guys, I hope you got a ton of value out of this video. Once again, if you want my free niche guide, you can click the link below to download the guide. It's going to help you nail your niche. You'll be 100% clear on who you serve, how you serve them, and that will give you the foundational steps to build a 6-figure coaching business. So click the link, download the guide. We'll see you in the next video.